We are live, KJI TV. I want to talk about Mr. Canelo Saul Alvarez. I want to talk about who his next opponent might be and how though he will measure up against his next opponent or opponents, I should say. As we all know, his first fight was with Jamel Charlo. He did not, that was not an impressive fight. Although he did what he was supposed to do, he didn't get the stoppage. Some say it's because Jamel Charlo was running. Well, that may be true, but at the end of the day, Jamel Charlo jumped up 2 weight divisions. So I want to see Canelo. If you're jumping up in weight against a guy, like remember when I think it was Amir Khan, Canelo and Khan, what did he do? He stopped Amir Khan. That's what you're supposed to do when a guy is jumping up in weight class. You're supposed to stop him. He wasn't able to stop Jamel. The next 2 fights, it has to be somebody in his weight class. We don't want to see him fighting nobody that's jumping up 2 weight divisions, not even one. We want to see Canelo fight legitimate super middleweights. Everybody that's tapping the screen, liking the live, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate the love. But that's what this live topic is on. Canelo's next 2 opponents. He has a 3-fight deal with the PBC. He's completed one of them. He did what he was supposed to do in the fight, but it wasn't impressive. Some people may even say he underwhelmed because he didn't get the stoppage. How in the hell do you stop Caleb Plant, a super middleweight, but you're unable to stop Jamel Charlo? And both of them was running. So what's going on with that? Is Canelo, has he lost a step? Yes. Did he look like he lost a step in the Bivol fight? Yes. He was unable to stop John Ryder, unable to stop Jamel Charlo. Speaking of people being unable to get a stoppage, Canelo's next opponent might be Jamal Charlo, because we got some drama cooking up. The Lions Den, the Lions Only, their name, a lot of mud was thrown on their name because of the way that Jamel Charlo performed. So Jamal Charlo might be Canelo's next opponent. Jamal could step in and he could get it back in blood for the sake of the family name. But if you watch Jamal Charlo's last fight, Jamal Charlo fought who? He fought Jose Benavidez Jr. Jose Benavidez, he had the knee injury. Remember, he got shot in the knee. And Jamal Charlo, he's coming back from an over 2-year layoff because of marital issues and personal problems. He was unable to get a stoppage on a man who was jumping up in weight as well. Remember, Benavidez was fighting at welterweight. Crawford got the stoppage. But Benavidez jumps up and fights in a super middleweight against Jamal Charlo, and Charlo was unable to get the stoppage. David didn't stop Plant. Is he slowing down? That's totally different. Y'all keep bringing up Caleb Plant, but y'all don't want to bring up the fact that Caleb Plant asked for the biggest ring he could ask for when he fought David Benavidez, 24 feet, as well as the referee allowing that man to hold David Benavidez and to grab and to clinch him from round 2 to round 12. I don't know if this man, Caleb Plant, if he was needing some love. I don't know if he's not getting love at home from his wife, but he was hugging David Benavidez like he needed that man, like he needed him to caress. I don't know what the hell was going on. Canelo fighting Munguia in May and David in September. If Canelo is fighting Munguia, that's a great fight. That's a great fight. It's Munguia. Munguia is really, he seems like he's too small for super middleweight, but he doesn't want to stay in shape to stay at 160. Remember, he was fighting at 154 at one point. He was a weight bully. Then at 160, he was having problems making the weight, even though he's not really a large man. He's not David Benavidez size. But Canelo was undersized at super middleweight as well. So Canelo versus Munguia, Jaime Munguia will be a great fight. And it will be a step-up fight for Jaime. We can see if Munguia really is who they were trying to market him as. Because Munguia, he says he watches Floyd. So you have to, he actually says that he looks up to Floyd and Floyd is his favorite fighter. And when you watch Munguia's style, he doesn't fight in just a typical Mexican style. He tries to mix it up. He's going to have to study that Floyd Mayweather footage if he's going to have a chance. But would I have Canelo stopping Jaime Munguia? Yes. I think Canelo's too experienced. Jaime lost to Hogan, the white boy, but they robbed him. Everything is pointing to that being the next fight before David. Well, what about Jamal Charlo? Really, Canelo wanted to fight Caleb Plant, but Caleb Plant, he lost the fight to Benavidez. They wanted Caleb to beat Benavidez because Canelo would have jumped in the ring with Caleb Plant like you about to jump in bed with your woman. Like Canelo would have ran to that room because he knows Caleb Plant is somebody that's it's an easy conquer, it's an easy kill. Benavidez, that's dangerous. That's toxic material. You know what I mean? That's quicksand. That's deep water. I got Boots beating Crawford. Well, I'm going to have the Boots versus Bud Crawford fantasy breakdown. It'll probably be 30 or 45 minutes. That's going to be available on my Patreon page within the next couple of days. I'm proud of my work when it comes to that. If you want to hear, make sure you tap in the live. If you want to come up and say who you think Canelo's next opponent will be, you can do that as well. And BS on Canelo saying he won't fight Mexicans. Yeah, first off, Canelo saying he doesn't want to fight a Mexican, but Jaime Munguia is Mexican and David Benavidez isn't even Mexican. He's Ecuadorian. Canelo said that because he knows, he wished David was Mexican because then it would be fitting. But no, David Benavidez is Ecuadorian, but Canelo knows that David Benavidez can put an ass whooping on him. So that's the only way that he's a Mexican. He can put an ass whooping on Canelo. He's definitely Mexican. No, he's not Mexican. Look it up. His grandmother was offended that they were calling him the Mexican monster. So he's not claiming whatever Mexican you said that he is, they're not claiming that. Top reasons that Benavidez beats Canelo. I'll give it to you. Benavidez is a larger man. Canelo struggles with larger men. Canelo is undersized for super middleweight. Benavidez could be fighting at light heavyweight. We saw Canelo struggle with Bivol. We saw Canelo get the bullshit fight with when Kovalev took a dive. But if Kovalev was fighting, he probably could have really won that fight. We saw Canelo go up to 175 and not even mention Bertabiev's name. David Benavidez is a light heavyweight, bro. Canelo is an undersized super middleweight. David Benavidez is young, Canelo is old. Canelo has stamina problems, David Benavidez has great stamina. Canelo throws 2 or 3 shots at a time, David Benavidez can throw flurries. He bullied Smith. Caleb Smith is not that guy. No disrespect. Caleb Smith, he probably might be top 20 in the world. No disrespect to Caleb, but he's not that guy. He's just not. Ngannou or Joshua, I'm going with Joshua. I don't know what happened in the Fury versus Ngannou fight, but that shit wasn't supposed to happen. Maybe Fury cheated against Wilder, and Ngannou made sure that he couldn't use whatever gloves that he used. I don't know what happened. He said for Canelo, he would be Ecuadorian, so he doesn't need to use that excuse. Oh, that's a good comeback. Age is not a factor for all fighters. Age is a factor for Canelo because he doesn't have the best genetics. Why do you think he had to get on clenbuterol? Canelo is not aging like fine wine. He's just aging. Canelo has fought every tough fighter in the game. That man is just living his life now. And that's a good point. I can't hate. Let me tell you something. Canelo has one of the best resumes in boxing. If he doesn't fight David Benavidez, I can't get mad. It's just that I know that if he fights Benavidez, he will get stopped. But if he doesn't fight Benavidez, I can't get mad. All fighters, once they get to that position, it's a fighter that they duck or two. Floyd could have fought Keith Thurman. Floyd never fought Keith Thurman. Floyd could have fought your boy, what's his name? Adrian Broner. Floyd never fought him. You know why? Dangerous fight, not a lot of money, didn't make sense. Why fight these young guys when you can fight people from your era who are older and make more money? So if Canelo never fights Benavidez, I'm not going to be upset. It's just that we all know that if he does, Canelo will be stopped. You like Bertabievez? I don't know Bertabievez, but I like his style. I was watching his amateur fights earlier, a couple hours ago, before I punched that clock. If you're here, make sure you like and live. Come on up and tell me who you think Canelo's next opponents will be. Personally, I don't think he will fight Benavidez. I think his next opponent will be Jamal Charlo. The last opponent, I don't know. I don't know. I got David by unanimous decision. I got David by stoppage within 10 rounds. Oh, so it might be Jamal Charlo, and then he might fight Crawford last. I hope he does not fight Crawford. I hope that the Errol Spence fight actually ties Terrence Crawford up, because don't nobody want to see Terrence Crawford and Canelo. We don't want to see Canelo fight guys coming up 2 or 3 weight divisions. That's bullshit. That's that Rocky Marciano shit where they got you fighting old black men who are smaller than you. No. Canelo versus Floyd, easy win for Canelo. Y'all crazy. Canelo is in negotiations right now to fight Hammy. If he fights Hammy, that's a great fight for him. Because they're both the same size. Canelo's undersized at super middleweight. Hammy really supposed to be at 160, but Hammy, he likes to eat a lot. He can't really control the weight, so they both undersized at super middleweight. That's a great fight. That's a great fight for Mexico as a whole. I can't wait to see that fight. I think Hammy will lose, though. Regis and Ryan Garcia. That's a great fight as well. Canelo fighting Jamal, then Benavidez. He knows everyone talking about that fight. He will fight him. No. I don't think Canelo will ever step foot in the ring with David Benavidez. I'm just keeping it real with you. I do see the Jamal Charlo fight happening. Canelo could have fought Jamal years ago, but Jamal is a different man and a different fighter now. The Jamal Charlo before the marital problems, he would have stopped Jose Benavidez Jr. But the Jamal Charlo that we saw after the over 2 year layoff and the mental breakdown and all that, not the same guy. That's why Canelo want to fight him now. But Canelo could have fought him 3 or 4 years ago, and we don't know how that fight would have went because at the end of the day, Jamal Charlo was too big for 160. He was always a super middleweight. That's a big dude. David is the best at 168. I think David, we haven't even seen the best from him yet. I think his best fights are going to be at light heavyweight because right now he has to drain himself to make 168. So he could be even stronger in these fights if he fought at his natural weight class. Charlo, his lady broke his heart and broke his soul. Damn. Hey, you might be right. You got to watch out, man. If you get the wrong woman, you can get broke down out here. You know? Did you see Gervonta talking about going to UFC? I don't got time for that bullshit, bro. I want to see. We know what we want to see from Tank. It ain't no UFC. If David doesn't fight Canelo, who do you think he should fight next? David should move up to light heavyweight. If he can't get the Canelo fight or the David Morrell fight, Blanco, thanks for the gifts. If David Benavidez can't get the Canelo fight or the David Morrell fight, he should move up to light heavyweight because it's fights up there, man. Bivol, Bertabiev. Bertabiev could beat Canelo. Bertabiev wouldn't beat Canelo. Bertabiev would put Canelo 6 feet deep. Bertabiev, no. Canelo's too small and Bertabiev hits too hard. Let me explain to you something. Bertabiev fought Usyk at cruiserweight in the Olympics where you're wearing larger gloves. Amateur gloves, which are larger. So it's going to be less of an impact. Bertabiev hit Usyk with a body shot, just like Daniel Dubois, but it wasn't on the belt line, so it wasn't no controversy about it, and dropped him in the amateurs. In the amateurs, you have larger gloves. They were fighting at cruiserweight. Bertabiev's power is out of this world. And Usyk is naturally a cruiserweight, heavyweight sized man. Canelo, super middleweight, and he's undersized. If Canelo would have felt that Bertabiev power, Canelo would probably be in the hospital. I'm not exaggerating. I'm just telling you the nitty and the gritty. I'm telling you logically why I believe Bertabiev will put Canelo in the hospital or worse. And Canelo low-key flat-footed. He's not going to be able to move around that good. He never could really move around good. Canelo, his feet are slow, but his upper body is fast. His head movement is above average. So he does what he can do. He's gotten the most out of his genetics. Canelo is on a road that leads to the greatest of all. Oh, no, that ship sailed. That ship sailed when he fought Floyd. If you'd have beat Floyd, he would have been on a road to be one of the greatest of all time. But that ship is gone. He will never, ever, ever in a million years. First of all, he's not even better than Salvador Sanchez. But to say that he on the road to be the greatest of all time, fuck no. He lost to Floyd. People think he lost to Laura. People think he lost to Triple G. He lost to Bivol. Bivol tried to challenge him at his weight class 168, so he couldn't use the size excuse. He said no. He's been ducking Benavidez for 4 years. Canelo is an all-time great fighter, but he's not in the greatest of all-time conversation. No one takes the Mayweather fight seriously at the fake weight class. Everybody took that Mayweather fight seriously. That was an ass whooping. Mayweather lost to Castillo. Let me see. No, I broke that down. KJI TV versus Jamel Charlo. You said that 3 times, so that's why I wanted to put that in there. I'm gonna break it down to you like this, buddy. If they bring them people my way and they want to make a fight, I'm coming out with a dub. But first, I gotta actually start my pro career. I gotta get a couple of them tomato can fights, get my wind up so I can go long rounds. What do you think about Bivol and Benavidez? Bivol and Benavidez? I'm going Benavidez. Your top 5 fighters right now. I hate doing the top 5 list, bro. But let me just stick to this what I'm talking about. Benavidez, I think he will beat Bivol. I think that the way that Benavidez was talking after the sparring session, of course, Bivol came back and said sparring is sparring, but Bivol was putting all type of respect on that man's name after they sparred. So I think Benavidez, he put it on him, bro. And I think he'll do the same in a real fight. And Bivol don't have crazy power. Now, Bertabiev, I think Bertabiev has a better chance against Benavidez, but Bertabiev has to fight him within the next 2 years. Bertabiev is almost 40 years old. You got KO'd in the amateurs. No. The only time I was stopped in the amateurs, I was fighting a guy, he's 165. I got it on video. He didn't even hit me. He pushed me down twice. The referee was calling knockdowns. And I weighed in at 152. I shouldn't even been fighting. Jamal is not fighting Canelo. He won't even take Plant right now. Jamal, he should fight Canelo. But if he won't take the Plant fight and he doesn't want the Canelo fight, he should retire. What's the point? If you ain't, make sure you like it a lot. If you don't want the big fights no more and you got a belt and everybody was expecting you to be so great, hang it up before you get hurt. But I can't take your word for when I had to talk to him. These refs be tripping sometimes. No, the refs don't be tripping. Boxing is a dirty sport. So my second amateur fight, I'm at the Golden Gloves. I weigh in at 152. It was a 165-pounder waiting on me at the Golden Gloves. Mind you, this motherfucker couldn't even put up no highlights from the fight because I was making him miss left and right. Top 5 fighters, come on. Okay, I'm going to give you my top 5, bro. Terrence Bud Crawford. You talking about right now, who competing. Terrence Bud Crawford. I had to take Tyson Fury out for that bullshit performance against Ngannou. Devin Haney. Yep, Terrence Crawford. Devin Haney. Yeah, we got to give Inoue his credit. Terrence Crawford, Devin Haney, Inoue. I'm going to put Canelo at number 5 because of the resume. I'm still waiting on him to perform. And then 4, I don't know. I don't know about the 4. Jamal should fight Lara to stay busy, then Plant, then Canelo. Lara isn't fighting at super middleweight. I think Lara's fighting at 160. Somebody said Tio. Bruh, I can't put Boots. Boots hasn't had a chance to really fight no competition, so I can't put him in top 5. You wouldn't put. Oh yeah, Benavidez. Yep, put him up. Put his ass right there, the number 4 spot. Yeah, Boots hasn't fought no competition, so I can't put him in top 5, bro. Canelo should be number 1. After his last performance against a man jumping up 2 weight classes, fuck no. He couldn't stop John Ryder. Right now, I don't know what Canelo has left. I know that he was once great, but until he fights somebody in his weight class, I don't know if he's still great. If you're in here, make sure you tapping the screen, liking the live. The Biggest Bird, thanks for liking the live. I appreciate the love. Who's the top 5 most entertaining that you like watching? Oh, Tank, Boots, Crawford, Canelo entertaining, Benavidez entertaining. They all entertaining. Subriel Matias. There's a lot of entertaining. Tio. There's a difference between entertainment and skills. Your take on Benavidez. Benavidez has the potential to be one of the best fighters of all time because of his size and skill combinations and his youth. If Canelo had the balls to fight him 4 years ago, Benavidez, say he beats Canelo 4 years ago and he's already fighting at light heavyweight, his career in boxing as a whole would have been more advanced. Boxing would have been moving forward, getting more views. But since Canelo's been holding up the damn sport by not fighting Benavidez, Haney fought a washed Regis. Tio is better, and he knows it. No, Regis wasn't washed. Haney washed Regis, but Regis wasn't washed. Tio, is he better than Regis? Yes. Tio is more skilled and more athletic. Regis was a guy who was a hard worker, but he had to work on his boxing skills a lot because it didn't come naturally to him. He started late, kind of flat-footed. But Regis wasn't no easy win. Regis got a lot of knockouts. Best upcoming fighters in your opinion? And you from Baltimore, huh? I don't know. I don't know about all the upcoming people. Abdullah Mason, pretty cool. Tank is underrated. Tank is not underrated. The reason people don't want to give Tank his crown is because he hasn't fought nobody where we could be like, yeah, he did that. Boots could definitely beat Crawford. Yeah, Boots has a chance against Crawford. I'm going to have the Boots versus Crawford breakdown available within 3 days, max. Make sure you liking the live. If you want to come up, hit that button, bro. And we're going to talk about who you think Canelo's next opponent is, and as well as how do you think he would fare against these guys. I don't think he will fight Benavidez. He really wanted to fight Caleb Plant. Big Door Gang, thanks for the follow. But Caleb, he lost the fight to Benavidez. Boots should fight Barrios. Yes, he should. I want to see Bud versus, y'all playing. My man said Bud versus Crawford. I want to see somebody hit that link, come on up and say who y'all think Canelo will fight next. How do you think the fight will fare? Jaime Munguia and Canelo will be great for Mexico. Gonna make a lot of money. And it will also be great for Haney because he'll have a chance to beat an all-time great fighter and further his career. I don't think he's gonna win that fight though. I think Canelo probably would stop him because really, Haney not really no super middleweight either. They both undersized at super middleweight. Boots stops Barrios in the 9th round. Maybe. Canelo versus Spence. Spence is not a super middleweight. Spence really a 160 fighter. He's not a super middleweight. What you think about Rolly? Rolly's a great entertainer and a hard worker, and I wish him the best. I hope he make a bunch of money fighting Ryan and whoever else they match him up with. And Rolly has a lot of heart. A lot of people don't have heart, so I respect Rolly because of his heart. Stanionis versus Boots is a good matchup. Yeah, Boots could fight Stanionis. Boots could fight Virgil Ortiz. It's a lot of people that Boots could fight. It's not Boots could fight Keith Thurman if Keith ever really want to get back into the shit. I think Tank's fight like Zabril Matias versus Devin and Shakur. That's a good ass point. Tank is gonna have to be offensive as hell to beat Shakur and Haney. Like Tank is gonna have to be Marvin Hagler-esque. He's gonna have to come in there like, look, let's fight a war. Virgil got a lot of health issues to worry about. His career is wobbly right now. What health issues he got going on? He will. I don't know. It's a difference. It's different between a fight that you want to fight and a fight that they make you fight. Literally, I'm not really back on TikTok. I do lives and I post those lives on YouTube. TikTok actually brought my RPM up, so I could come back to TikTok, but I don't know. I want to just build up my Patreon because I want to make sure that the money that I'm getting paid is guaranteed as opposed to making money for TikTok and they could drop my money whenever they want. Sad Keith Thurman was on the top of the world once upon a time. Keith once upon a time Thurman. If AJ loses, the MMA goons gonna cook us. I know. You got the YouTube started? Yes, I post these lives on YouTube. If Anthony Joshua loses, boxing fans, boxing aficionados, boxing casuals, boxing professionals, they never gonna hear the end of it. Yo, Tyrese, stop asking these type of questions, man. If you come in to my channel just to troll, I'm gonna block you. I've had multiple instances of you doing this weird stuff. It's a boxing channel. Just chill out, ask regular questions. Like, what's going on? I've been trying to be lenient with your ass because you seem to like the content, but grow up, man. God damn. I know that on TikTok, most of my followers is between the ages 20 and 24, but bruh, come on, man. Hey, Lucas N, thanks for the follow. In order for Devin to beat Tank, he got to be sharp and not get touched on his chin. Look, Devin is going to get touched on the chin against Tank. You're not going to get in a fight with Tank and not get touched on the chin. In order for Devin to beat Tank, he's going to have to take that shot and keep moving. You got to take that shot and keep boxing. Grizzly G, thanks for the follow. Devin or Shakur? I'm going with Shakur. Who's his next opponent? Look, this is what I know about Canelo's next opponent. I know it's not going to be Benavidez, and I don't think his third opponent will be Benavidez. I think he's going to retire without fighting Benavidez. People are saying that the second guy that he's going to fight is going to be Jaime Munguia. That would be great. He wanted to be Caleb Plant, but Caleb Plant dropped the ball when he lost to Benavidez. I think his second opponent will be Jamal Charlo. That's a great storyline. The way that Jamal fought put some shame on the family name. So Jamal could go back, get it in blood. They can build that up to the public. I think Tank drops Haney. Even if Tank drops Haney, doesn't mean he's going to win the fight. If Tank drops Haney, that means he wins one round. All Haney has to do is get up and keep boxing. Haney is much more active over the course of 12 rounds than Tank. Tank fights in spurts. I don't know if you've been watching my breakdowns on Patreon, but Tank likes to start fighting at the end with 1 minute left to go in a round. Devin Haney shows consistent pacing, tempo, movement throughout the entirety of a fight. So even if Tank drops Haney, if he doesn't get a knockout, he's going to lose. That's why I'm heavy on Devin. Is Tank a great performer? Yes. Is Devin a great performer? Yes. But I believe that Tank will lose that fight. Not if he go to sleep, of course. If Tank knock him out, it's a wrap. And Tank could damn sure definitely knock him out. We talking about Tank Davis, one of the hardest hitting lightweights of all time. Tank will fight a totally different fight versus Devin. Look, you saying that, but it's a difference when somebody, Devin, his distance management, like Devin slows the game down. He knows how to do it so well. if Canelo doesn't fight Benavidez before he retires, I would lose big respect. It's a good thing that Canelo don't need your respect or my respect. That man that made over $100 million in his career. Look, if Canelo don't fight Benavidez, it's not going to change the way that I view Canelo. Canelo's an all-time great, but he had a bunch of physical limitations. He also was a guy who used clenbuterol. So you got to put that asterisk next to his name. But outside of that, he was a great performer. He's a great boxer, had very good IQ, good power. But he was limited. He had short arms, flat feet, bad stamina. You know what I mean? A big head, big target. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, if he doesn't fight Benavidez, there's been multiple champions. Once they got to the A side, once they got to the top of the hill, they decided not to fight that young guy or not to give that young guy a chance. Floyd could have fought Spence, Thurman. Floyd could have fought AB. He didn't, and it was smart. He fought Berto, who was closer to his age range, more in his era. It is what it is. This has always happened in boxing history. This is always happening. Why do you think Lomachenko hasn't fought Shakur Stevenson yet? Huh? Why hasn't Loma fought Shakur yet? You know what I mean? Why didn't why didn't they match Manny Pacquiao with Terrence Crawford? Terrence Crawford was signed to Top Rank. Why did they protect Manny Pacquiao from Terrence Crawford? This is how it goes. A lot of times that older guy with the respect and the clout, they don't really want to see him getting there with the younger guy. But you know, they don't got no love for Crawford because everybody wants to see Crawford in boots. Crawford like 37. So they're not going to try to let Crawford ride out without fighting that young dude. But it's a lot of fighters out there that got fans that love him so much, they don't even want to see him against the young lion because they don't want to see him get hurt. Canelo is one of them. Canelo is one of the guys, they don't want to see him against Benavidez. Manny Pacquiao, they didn't want to see him against Terrence Crawford. Because they got love for these guys, man. So they judge him on different rules. If Tank tried to go in there and try to walk down Devin to get the KO, he will gas out and lose. Listen, I feel what you're saying, Tyrese, but look, Tank gonna have to take a risk. He gonna have to pull him. I think he should do the Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns thing. He should go in there and try to knock him out in 4 rounds because the longer the fight goes on, the more the advantage goes to Devin. But if he can hurt Devin early and push the pace, he could stop him. Sometimes you gotta take a risk, bro. Sometimes you gotta take a fucking risk. And you might win, you might hit the shot or you might miss a shot. But when it comes to high level sports, you have to make brash decisions. You have to make hard decisions, split second decisions. And if you just try to go in there and not do shit, you will lose. I'll give you an example. Jermell Charlo, he had the physical tools to beat Canelo, but he went in there just going through the paces. You can't do it. You cannot wait and let rounds go away. You gotta make. If you're going to make a move, you got to do it. If you get knocked out, you get knocked out. If you get outboxed, you get outboxed. But you have to do it. You have to do something at that level in that ring. You can't just do nothing. Canelo body size hurting Benavidez. Benavidez, every shot Benavidez throw has the potential to hurt Canelo. Benavidez is a larger man than Canelo, a younger man. Benavidez might hit harder than Canelo. Like, we don't know. Don't ever mention him again. Don't ever mention who. Bro, Charlotte was defensive the whole fight. Facts. Shakur versus Devin, they fight similar too. I got Shakur because of the sparring sessions. Devin will lose against Tank because he fears his power. No, I don't think Devin fears Tank's power. I don't think Shakur fears Tank's power. Why would they fear his power and they spar with him? They know what his power is. It doesn't make sense. They spar multiple times. Devin knows what Tank is throwing. Even if they didn't spar, Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder could see that Tank has great power. So that means that if you fight him, you have to be prepared for the power. So if you're going to be scared, what's the point of fighting? Devin might be scared though. I mean, he's a human being, but shit, he in a boxing game. Not with low ounce gloves. That's a good point. He hasn't felt the power with 8 ounces on. The power is obviously different with 8 ounces. What do you think Deontay Wilder's next move will be? I don't know what his next move will be, but if I was in his corner, I would say, Deontay, look, you had a great career. You will always be remembered until the return of Christ because of your great right hand. You was a dog. But if your heart is not in this shit no more, and we know that you don't have defensive fundamentals, what's the point of taking all of this punishment? You had 3 wars with Tyson Fury, and it's a high potential that that man fucking cheated you. All right, so we got to get over that. You still great. You had a great career. You've made $100 million. Go home and be a family man. Raise your kids. You know what I mean? Why get CTE if you don't already have it? Why take injuries? Why take risks at this point? That's what I would tell Deontay Wilder if I was in his corner. Now, the ass kissers and yes men that's around him, I don't know. They might do him like they used to do Ali. Yeah, going out there. Go out there, champ. You could do it, champ. They might do him like that. You still the bronze bomber. But me, I tell him hang it up. What the title of the lie say? The title says, Canelo's next opponent is question mark, question mark, question mark. Basically, I'm asking, who is Canelo's next opponent? How do you think he will match up against him? Floyd don't want Devin fighting Tank and Ryan. He favors Devin and knows he's coming for his legacy. That's a good ass point. Have you ever seen the video of Devin's dad talking about Shakur? Look, Devin's dad watched Shakur beat up on Devin for most of the sparring sessions. It is what it is. So Devin's dad knows that Shakur is a problem, but Devin's dad also knows that they've been working and Devin is not the same fighter, especially not at 140. Who is Tank fighting next? Shit, that's what we all trying to figure out, bro. I just know that it better not be no damn. He need to fight an American black fighter. I don't want to see no damn Cruz. But look, we not Tank manager. We not Tank. We can't really tell him who he should fight, or we can't tell him who he need to be fighting. We could just give suggestions. I suggest that Tank Davis should be fighting an American black fighter, preferably Devin Haney and Shakur. But I'll take a Frank Martin. Shit, I'll take a Floyd Schofield. I do want to see how he looks against other athleticism. Tank probably fighting Cruz next. I don't want to see that shit. He might. I think Tank fighting Rayo Venezuela next though. When I watch the sparring, you can see Shakur pretty much the same fighter. Devin improved a lot. Yeah, Shakur, he hasn't. This is the thing about Shakur. Shakur, he obsessed with like being flat-footed and shit. He should move more and use offense. At first, he used to be moving, but now he be kind of flat-footed in his fights, trying to get these stoppages. But it's like, bruh, you don't have Tank Davis type power, so you might as well develop other skills. And you have all those reflexes. He should watch some Pernell Whitaker and learn different ways to set up his shots, and that will help his power because it's like now you hitting guys from angles that they're not seeing and shit like that. Because of Terrence Crawford. No, not because of Terrence Crawford. I think Shakur tried to change up his style because of Tank. A lot of guys, like they look up to Tank because of the way that Tank is knocking these dudes out. A lot of people wish that they could perform in that way because it's just cool. You know, just keep it simple, keep it basic. It's cool to be able to knock somebody unconscious or to be able to get knockdowns, repeated knockdowns. Tank has done it on a consistent basis. Terrence Crawford has done it as well, but Terrence Crawford, he just now did his first pay-per-view, and you know, big pay-per-view, and the man 36 years old. So a lot of people haven't seen a lot of his greatness. They whole camp trying to fight like Crawford. Nah, Shakur don't really try to fight like Crawford. Crawford moves more than Shakur, bro. Crawford throws punches different than Shakur. Shakur fight at an even slower pace than Crawford. And his shit is based off his reflexes. Crawford, a lot of Crawford's defense is just him being stronger than the opponent, him absorbing shots, him being quick and countering. Like they fight totally different. But there's a lot of people that's going to train with Bomac just because Crawford is a bad motherfucker. Rayo leaves himself vulnerable like Rolly Tank stopped in 6th round. Facts. I had that in my Patreon breakdown. Rayo likes to reach just like Rolly. Do you believe Ryan when he said Tank don't hit hard but is incredibly skilled with... No, I don't want to hear that bullshit. Come on, bro. Ryan and Rolly, that's why they hang out, and that's why they both always have high praises for each other. Birds of a feather flock together. Both of them need to be men and say, yeah, Tank hit hard as hell. What's the point of trying to take away from your the guy? He already didn't beat you. It's okay. He hits hard. Fuck it. Who cares? I feel like Shakur will try to impress the fans and will try to push the pace against Tank and get caught. I don't know. The way that Shakur talks about Tank, you might be right. Shakur said that he's going to make Tank look average. He's going to expose him to the world. Do you think Crawford and Canelo will happen? I hope not. Bivol is my favorite fighter. At the moment, his fundamentals are unreal. No. Well, that's your opinion. I can't say no, but to me, no. Bivol is like a light heavyweight European style fighter. Throws a little bit more punches. Like, I mean, Eastern European style. Like, he likes to do a lot of in and out movement and shit like that. He's a big guy. Most big guys don't do all of that. So that's where he has an advantage. Like, he's light heavyweight, but he's using all of his footwork and shit. Most light heavyweights, they just want to sit there in the pocket throwing big shots. Shakur will fight Tank scared and lose on the card because Tank the A side. The pace that Tank fights at, it's almost impossible to lose on the cards without it being an uproar. Tank fights at such a slow pace, he doesn't throw that many punches. So it's almost impossible to lose on the cards without the public saying that, you know, Tank got robbed. It's not like he's coming forward with all these combinations and missing like Loma against Haney. He's not even doing that. He's throwing 12, maybe 15 shots around and landing 3 or 4 of them. It's just that he hits hard as hell. He will fight like Matias against him. I hope you're right. That'd be great for boxing. But look, I started the live about Canelo, but everybody want to talk about Tank. That lets y'all know who really the star in the streets, man. Tank Davis really on people's mind. Don't you think Tank will lose against Haney at 140, considering how much bigger Devin is? Yes, I've made breakdowns about this. I got a 45-minute breakdown about this on Patreon. Yes, I think Devin will beat Tank at 140. Shakur praises Tank. He will most likely not throw many punches and play defense and be boring. He better. Tank accuracy and power is unmatchable. Devin has a lot of power at 140, but it's not like Tank's, but it's there. It's like how Floyd's power was at certain weight classes where he can keep a guy off him. Tank almost 30, he fighting the case. That's all he doing. Ah, shit. Shakur beats Devin at 140. They're not going to fight in the time frame that we care anymore. I hope you're wrong. If they try to wait like Floyd and Pacquiao, they're going to lose so much money. Because Pacquiao was a global superstar. Floyd was a global superstar. Tank Davis isn't a global superstar. He's a national superstar. Devin isn't a superstar at all. Shakur damn sure ain't no superstar. So they need a fight within the next 2 years or the public going to lose interest and they're going to lose money. Tank can box people. Think he just got KO power. I got him stopping Haney. It's possible that he can stop Haney. And everybody by this point knows that he can box. Do you think Lomo beats Kambosos? I saw that flyer. That's a bullshit fight. Nobody wants to see that. Kambosos at this point in his career is a gatekeeper. Loma should be fighting Shakur Stevenson. Loma should be giving Shakur a chance to prove that he's on that level. Loma has been ducking Shakur for years. Shakur disrespects the hell out of him. Talk about he has limited skills. Shakur said Lomachenko got limited skills his damn self. If you're Lomachenko, you the Matrix. And you the motherfucker that everybody praises because of your in-depth skill set. Why would you let that man say that shit? And you're more experienced than him. You got 400 amateur fights. You've had opportunities to have world titles. You've had world titles. Why would you let Shakur say that shit to you and you Lomachenko? Unless in them sparring sessions, Shakur working that ass. Because you know Loma and Shakur spar. So maybe Loma got that ass worked. And now he like, nah, I'm gonna steer clear of this guy. And it also speaks to the fact that I think Shakur will beat Devin Haney. And I think Lomachenko thinks Shakur will beat Devin Haney too because Loma jumped in that ring with Haney. Of course, Haney had 4 belts. But if Shakur had them belts, I don't think Loma would have jumped in that ring. Loma's just too old. He's not trash. He's just carrying no power. If you old, get out of the sport. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. Old Mink fight. Archie Moore was old. He was successful. But when he fought Ali, he was too old. He got that ass whooped. If you old, get out of the sport. Nobody want to see Loma and Kambosos. I'm tired of the gatekeeper bullshit. All right? Loma need to fight Shakur. Like, they're on top rank. Wiz holding it. Bob Arum need to stop with that bullshit. You think 19 is too late to start to become pro? No. It's not too late. Just try to get like 30 amateur fights, bro. And make sure that if you get in this shit, you train hard because at any time you could lose your life. Boxing is like the streets. Tank keeps waiting, then Shakur and Devin will make him look average. Tank isn't improving, he's 28. No, Tank is improving. When Tank hit 30, his IQ gonna skyrocket, but he's gonna be a step slower. But you have a point. He should get Shakur and Haney right now because, well, Haney he doesn't have the experience gap no more. Haney has a lot of experience, but I think that Shakur should fight Tank. I mean, Tank should fight them guys early. He should fight them right now. I think I agree with you because as time goes by, Tank gonna lose a step. He's the shorter out of all of those guys. So he should fight him right now while he's still electric. Real Feet Killer 67, thanks for the follow. Boots Ennis versus Canelo with hydration clause. Don't nobody, come on, bro. I want to see, you don't want to see Canelo fight a super middleweight? You want to see him fight men that are smaller than him? Like Rocky Marciano? You want to see that? I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. I want to see Canelo get challenged. I want to see Canelo possibly lose. I want to see him get knocked down, get back up, and have to come back and win. I want to see drama. I don't want to see no bullshit. I want to see a man in there, you know, doing what Jamel Charlo had to do because Jamel Charlo jumped up with the big fish. Benavidez stops Canelo. I agree. I've been saying that for months. Man, ain't no one asking for boot. Thank you. Ain't nobody asking for that bullshit. Man, Boots need to do more marketing. Boots can fight his ass off. He's got to market himself more. Crawford last fight should be Boots. That'd be a great fight to leave out on. That'd be bad for Boots if he loses as well because then Crawford will retire and you'll never be able to get your lick back. Barrows would beat Tank if he had footwork and was mentally strong and also had a better gas tank. Mentally, you don't think Barrios mentally strong? Do you know the shots that Barrios was taking? Do you understand that Barrios got knocked down twice in the 8th round, came back firing, and I'm pretty sure he won the 9th round? Do you know that the average man, the average boxer at that weight class, if they took the shots that Barrios took in the 8th round, they wouldn't have been able to continue. Barrios made it to like the 11th round. That motherfucker tough as nails. He just fought one of the hardest hitters at the division of all time. Barrows mentally checked out. You crazy. And then after that fight, Barrows has gone on to have success. He just had a victory against Ugas. Like Barrows could have retired. It's embarrassing getting knocked down and knocked out and all that shit. Barrows tough as nails, man. Tyrese, you must don't box. That sounds like some shit that the fans say. Barrows tough, bro. The shots that he took, not easy to take. And Bibble, that's the face of boxing behind you. What's your core say for now? For now, Barrows beat the brakes out of Ugas. Well, Errol Spence really beat the eye out of Ugas. Barrows was able to capitalize off of that injury. Ugas' eye was swelled up immediately as soon as Barrows touched it because it's never going to heal. Errol did irreparable damage. So Ugas is damaged goods. He's another guy that should think about retiring along with Deontay Wilder. Ugas made a little bit of money. Hopefully he manages the money well. But there's no point in risking having a fucked up eye. What do you think about Keyshawn Davis? Keyshawn Davis, bright future. Keyshawn Davis and Andy Cruz, if they should be marketing their fight right now. So in 4 or 5 years, when they finally get it on. Because look, they got history in the amateurs. So that white boy, that white promoter, Eddie Hearn, as soon as Andy Cruz got his stoppage, Eddie Hearn called up Keyshawn and was like, hey, Keyshawn, don't ever fight Andy Cruz because Andy Cruz already beat him in the amateurs. So Eddie Hearn doing a great job. That's how it's supposed to be. Market them fights now because right now the public don't know who none of these motherfuckers is. Keyshawn could lose to Andy Cruz again in the pros like how he did the amateurs, or he could prove that the pros are different than the amateurs and stop Andy Cruz, you know. Keyshawn is very aggressive. Andy Cruz is very slick. That's a great fight for boxing, but the public has to know the skills that these young men have. So they need to start marketing that fight. Talk your shit now. Back it up later. If you ain't here, y'all should have been liking the live. I'm about to be off in about 9 minutes. You think Spence should retire? That's up to Spence, man. I think that if Spence don't want to take boxing serious as a full-time job, he should retire to avoid getting hurt and then enjoy all that money. Enjoy his woman, enjoy his kids, enjoy his family. But if he's still going to be trying to live reckless and be at the top and shit, retire. Ugas will lose his eye if he fights one more. Well, I don't know if he's going to lose his eye after one more fight, but I think that Ugas has accomplished a lot in the sport. Like Billy Joe Saunders, he received an injury that may never properly heal, so it's up to him if he want to continue. but Ugas can fight, and Ugas got a lot of heart. So I don't know. He might not want to retire. People like that with all that dog in them, it's hard to kill that dog, bro. A lot of times somebody got that dog in them, it's a blessing and a curse because the same dog that make them fight through pain and make them become a champion and shit like that, that's the same dog that make them want to hold on even when they should be retiring. So it's a blessing and a curse to be a dog. Okay, we got somebody coming up. Yo, M was good.
Yo, bro, can you hear me?
Yeah, man, I can hear you.
Bro, like, I just want to say, like, thoughts on Munguia and Canelo, since, like, Munguia is apparently going to fight John Ryder. So I just want to say, then it's like, if Munguia does stop John Ryder, like, do you think he's got the capabilities to face Canelo in 2025?
Listen, Munguia has the capability to face Canelo, like to look him in the face. But in a boxing ring, no, he will lose.
Yeah, Munguia would definitely lose.
Yeah, I mean, he lost. It's a white boy out there, right, named Hogan. Munguia lost the fight in Mexico to Hogan, and all Hogan did was boxing move. Canelo not gonna move; he's just gonna punch right straight through him. But they robbed the white boy Hogan out there in Mexico. That shit was a damn shame. But Munguia really should already have a loss on his record.
Yeah, he's a built-in boxer for sure. How you think Schofield versus Davis go? Keyshawn Davis.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go with Keyshawn. Keyshawn looked much more polished. Schofield looks like a great athlete so far, but Keyshawn looks much more polished.
Yeah, I agree. He does more. He does look more like comfortable in his style than Schofield does.
Somebody, Omer Tadidi said Schofield wins.
Uh, I don't know. I think he would outbox Schofield.
I agree. Now look, the way that damn Andy Cruz looking, I don't think Keyshawn Davis gonna be able to fuck with him, bro.
Don't
And
lie.
Cruz is cold, but I
Cruz
watched
does
him
look
fight.
crazy.
Bro, Andy Cruz has
Cruz,
been slick from amateur days. Andy Cruz, that boy, man.
The way they
yo,
were
he's
talking
slick,
about him,
he's
it was like,
fast, his IQ, everything. He moves and thinks fast as hell.
You see, even in the UK, man, they got us like looking up to Andy Cruz, man. Like our coaches be telling us to move slick like him.
Yeah, that's what
Bro.
I'm saying. See, that man Andy Cruz, that motherfucker global boy, Cuba, America, UK, but he fights very fast. Like he makes quick decisions, man. Like and he's long. He's long for the weight class. He's tall.
and he
You know what I
makes
mean?
smart
Long arms.
decisions too.
Yeah, and he careful and he's relaxed. Like Andy Cruz does a lot of great shit, a lot of great technique. But this is a question I got for y'all, bro. Canelo Alvarez, next opponent, who is gonna be?
I think next
He can go first.
opponent it has to be Munguia. I think Munguia is the only shout because if you think about it, I think he had 3 more fights with PBC. Like, am I correct or not?
No, he has two more.
Oh yeah, two
He
more
already fought,
fights.
he signed a 3 fight
So
deal. He
he
fought
has
Jermell
to go the
Charlo.
Munguia route. He has to go the Munguia route. Then
Why?
David
Why does he have
Benavidez.
to do that?
Because think about it, right? The fans want to see him fight Munguia, then David Benavidez. He can't just rush to David Benavidez next.
But my thing that you not understanding is Canelo is the face of boxing still, and Canelo is a cash cow. So what I'm asking when I say why does he have to do that, I'm asking you, do you understand that Canelo don't have to fight none of these motherfuckers?
No, like you don't have to fight like none of these like motherfuckers because like they don't have the same legacy as him. They haven't achieved half of what Canelo hasn't achieved.
But my point is, Canelo, he the type of motherfucker. I think he gonna fight Jermall Charlo. Jermall Charlo, at this point in his career,
Me too.
he
I
don't look
thought
like the
I was
same
thinking
guy.
the same exact
He don't
thing.
look like the same guy, and they have history now because he fought his brother. The casuals, they're interested in shit like that. They could sell that fight. Look, I whoop your brother ass. You know that'd be viral. That'd be viral on TikTok. A little short on YouTube. Canelo saying, "Hey, I beat your
Mhm.
brother already. You know, I beat your brother. I whoop his ass." You know, he don't got the best English, but that shit will go viral. And people be talking like, "Oh damn."
Yeah, for marketing reasons, I think that fight would do good. Like just like Rolly, like Romero,
But
versus Laran
Jamal
Garcia.
Charlo, 4 years ago, he could have beat Canelo, but right now, I don't know.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Jamar Charlo, even though he still looks sharp against dude,
He was supposed to
he's
stop
not
him.
the same
He was supposed
fighter.
to stop him.
Yeah,
4 years
he,
ago, he would have stopped. Benavidez has fought at welterweight, bro. Come on,
yeah,
he's
he's
small.
small as hell.
He's
Yeah,
small.
for
He's not
sure.
supposed to be. He's not even supposed to be at super middleweight.
But besides the power and everything, his skill was there, but not
Oh yeah,
as
the
good
skill
as.
was there. He is a
Yeah,
natural. He more natural in the ring than his brother.
yeah, for sure. I see it. Like, yeah, the jab was nice. He he has a little power, but for 168, I don't know. He has like probably like mid
I
power.
think he had power, and the timing isn't the same.
Yeah.
His body isn't the same because he took 2 years off. It's not like these people be taking off and staying in shape like Floyd. These motherfuckers just be lounging around with their money and their women
Hmm.
and shit,
Yeah,
bruh.
but like it's the mental issues though, because like he claimed mental issues and all that. So
Yeah,
that's
man.
the issue. That's the
Yo,
issue.
so my thing is this is one thing I want y'all to consider. Do y'all believe what is the chances, all right, percentage wise, out of 100, that you think Canelo will actually step foot in a ring with David Benavidez?
50%.
50.
You said
No,
what?
honestly, I do believe 50% because you know what it is. I think Canelo knows that the longer he waits, the longer it's going to be hard for him, and the fans are just going to be pressing and pressing and pressing and pressing him.
Hold up. Now check this out. The longer that Canelo waits, the harder it's going to be for David Benavidez to make weight.
Yeah,
The
for
longer that
sure.
Canelo waits, the harder it's going to be for David to make weight.
How David Benavidez makes 168, I do not know.
Yeah, he's a
He's a heavy
cruiserweight. I ain't gonna
motherfucker. That
lie.
guy's a heavy
That
motherfucker,
man
man.
is big as hell. He's a
How
They're
that
saying
nigga makes
Benavidez will happen in
168?
September. Xavi Molina said Benavidez will happen in September. I say no way. I do not.
in September.
No way.
Nah,
Say no pun intended.
what Canelo's gonna do? He's gonna like he cherry picks all the time. He's gonna wait for the perfect time to fight Benavidez.
I don't think
But
he's ever
even
going
if
to
the
fight.
fight
I don't think he's
happens,
ever going to fight Benavidez, bro.
Why? Why do you think that?
Do you understand that Canelo has never been dropped in his career? Like he's never been put on the canvas in his
Yeah, he would
career.
get put in the canvas by Benavidez.
Not even that. Not even that. Not even just put on the canvas. He could potentially be stopped for the first time in his career, and that'd be the lasting impression that he leaves with the fans. So there's so much shit riding on that fight. The Canelo stands, the Canelo ass kisses, they can't. They're not. They're illogical because they think it emotionally, and they think it from a fan perspective. They don't understand how dangerous David Benavidez is.
Yeah, he's crazy.
The man is a weight bully who's faster than most of the super middleweights. He's faster than them and bigger than them, and he has experience. They say he was a teenager sparring with Triple G.
Yeah, Triple G. Yeah, I
He
heard
never
it.
yeah, like
fought
he
him
was
because he's a
sparring
grown
champions
man.
from like a young age,
Yeah,
even like
sparring Triple
15,
G
16,
at
15,
16 is crazy.
16, and I didn't like he sparred like Manny
So check
Pacquiao.
this out. Canelo went to wars with Triple G, also known as Triple Geriatric, because their last fight shouldn't have happened. But
Yeah,
Canelo had wars with that man as a grown man. Benavidez was sparring him as a teenager. Like the experience that Benavidez
and
has,
making it
what he
seem like he
brings
was
to the
getting the
ring,
best of
it's
him.
enough to
Yeah.
stop Canelo in 10 rounds, whether people like it or not.
Yeah, he's stopping everybody at 168.
Even
Yeah,
and especially
even
that damn
I
David
even
Morrell.
think even though David Morrell's the second biggest, he will put up a good fight, but eventually I feel like Benavidez will stop him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do 10 more minutes, then I'm gonna get up out of here. 'Cause I gotta go to the gym in the morning. But
Alright, but like I do want to ask you like a question though.
yeah,
Is that like now we're in a way that like, do you think he could make it to super featherweight?
to what?
Wait, like I said, like, do you think like now we're in a way could make it to like super featherweight?
Do I think that Nail anyway can make it weird?
To super featherweight.
Super featherweight.
Isn't that 130?
Yeah.
No,
What's
I
that?
think he's still in his 126.
Yeah, he get the 130, he gonna get stopped.
Listen. Anyway, it's a damn shame that he's such a light man because he has a lot of skill. But I said it before. I say it once more. If NUA was a natural lightweight, he wouldn't even be in the pound for pound list because he's athletic, but at his weight class, there's nobody that's as athletic as him with the skill and shit, like
You
with the
right.
IQ. At 135, you got people who are more athletic than him, and they got IQ. Like, and it's a bunch of them. Like a lightweight is full
Lightweight stack and 130.
from top to bottom. Like it's motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like Andy Cruz just got started. You got Floyd Schofield. You got what's that motherfucker that Keyshawn Davis. You got
Yeah.
like these are guys that aren't even the names that everybody knows.
I ain't
Then
gonna
you
lie.
then it's
One thing
top
about
heavy.
that
You
Cruz
got
dude,
Tank and Shakur, huh?
You got Frank Martin like a come up man. Frank Martin man.
I want to
Give
see
him
him
a couple
fight
years.
Frank Martin for sure.
No, like Frank Martin. Like, give him a couple
Frank
years. He should
Martin and
have his
Keyshawn Davis
MVP.
need to get it on.
Yeah, I got Frank Martin though.
You see, like I'm seeing like the casuals saying, "Oh, like Frank Martin versus like Rayo at like 140, that would be
Yeah,
a good
good
fight."
aim.
So
But I don't think Frank Martin beats I think Frank Martin beats Keyshawn Davis. I feel as though Keyshawn Davis is more of a natural though. But I feel as though like I don't know, like the pressure and the power coming from Frank Martin, can he handle that?
Frank Martin, I think it's like it seems like he's still trying to develop his style. It's weird because he started late.
Hi,
So
good
Mm-hmm.
he be
morning.
looking different in every fight. It's weird.
Hi, good morning, guys. I'm from Europe. Hi.
That's cool. That's good.
Hi. Mister, I follow you some couple months, maybe half year. And sometimes I hear you speak about boxing. And are you a boxer?
Man, that guy,
I got
man.
his ass up out. He was on joke time and shit. I'm only doing 7 more minutes.
But who do you think Shakur Stevenson should fight next?
Shakur Stevenson.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
Damn, who's gonna fight Shakur? Shakur has a problem making fights.
You right.
Like Cruz turned Shakur down. Shakur should have took the Devin Haney fight.
He should have. I don't know
Frank
what he
Martin,
was
Shakur,
thinking.
that fight
yeah,
already
but
fell
then
through.
like it's the percentage wise, it's because like Devin Haney was saying 25%, but he thought he brought more to the
He
table.
should have took the
I
25. It
mean,
doesn't
He
matter.
should have took it
Haney has
regardless. That's
4 belts.
undisputed.
What? 4 belts? And you about to after you win, you could be the man forever. Like that would have gave him leverage to start calling
Any
out
other
Tank.
fighter would have took that. And
Yeah,
he could have.
that
And
that
if he
was
would have
that
got
was
undisputed,
weird.
he could have forced the fight with Tank Davis for sure.
That was weird, man. That was weird. Shit like that made me think that they respect Haney more than that they want to admit. Tank and Shakur.
you see, like everyone, like even like, after like Shakur's like bad performance, like people are still ducking Shakur because I think even Pitbull
The
Cruz
footwork.
got offered a contract twice, and like he declined.
Say Lomachenko would beat Shakira purely off volume. No. If Loma thought he would beat Shakur that easy, he would have been
He would
fought
have
him.
took
But
that fight. He ducked Shakur.
they're signed to the same promotion. There's nothing stopping that fight from happening. Loma knows from the sparring session that Shakur been taxing that ass.
Yeah, he ducked Shakur. He could have fought him for the vacant WBC,
Yeah.
but
But
he
yeah,
took the
yo,
other route.
we had a good live. I gotta take my ass to sleep. 'Cause I gotta go to the gym in the morning. I can't believe motherfucker came up here talking about do our boss like, and then he didn't even sound like he's really from Europe.
Nah, he
You
trolling for
hear him
sure.
laughing
Nah,
and
he is
breathing and all
fucking
that
trolling.
bullshit. Yo, if you come up here on a live, I'm not really with the trolling shit. Like I just want to have intellectual conversations
Yeah.
about boxing. The full live replay will be on YouTube. K Haven, K Haven the
K-Haven.
GOAT. Thanks for coming up. And
Yeah, appreciate it.
Remo, thanks for
Yeah,
coming
bro.
up. Appreciate
Cheers,
y'all, man.
bro.
Y'all
I
contributed
appreciate
to the
you. Have a
live
nice night.
in a good way,
Appreciate you.
man.
Like, and you, man. Take care, man. Take care.
All right, man. Peace.
Peace, brother.